Okay, hello everybody, it's Christine here. I wanted to show you what I'm doing today because I'm so excited. You can see I've got my molds here and I'm going to be taking them out of the mold. So the way we do that is we make sure that it's ready to come out, and by pulling away from the edges there, it's ready. So then we unlatch this and pull the strap off, and then we gently lift the lid and take this part and I turn it over because I never want to force it out. You can also push on the top part here if it's a little bit stuck, and there we go. Now it's loose and it doesn't look like much, but there's a little line right here on both sides, and so that's the part that we don't need. So I'm just going to fold that in just like that. Then I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. And it just comes off just like that, if you do it when it's wet enough. Now, this is the bottom of the box, and this is the top. It is a purse box. So, and the lid just fell on the floor. Okay, we'll do another one. No worries. So, then we'll go on to the next one. This one is in a bigger mold, and again, I'm going to loosen the strap, take it off, take all these extra pieces and put them back in to use again. All these extra, and then I'm gently going to lift up. Okay, now one of them is attached here and one of them is not. That's okay. I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm going to work on this one first, because this is the okay. So what I've got here is the circle, and I'm just going to dump it out into my hand. That's the lid of a circle bowl. So again, there's an extra lip on here, and you can see the line right here. We're just going to push in on the line all the way around. And sometimes it comes off messy like that, and that's okay. We just clean it up a little bit. And that doesn't even show. It's on the inside of the box, and I'll take a sponge to it and make it nice and soft a little bit later. Okay, so that's the top of the box. Now this one here is the bottom of the box, and so it doesn't want to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push from the top side while I pull from the back side. So as I push, I'm also pulling, and I want to push on the other side as well, because I don't want any fingerprints on it, and I don't want any indentations. Okay, so there's a little bit of an indentation right there, so while it's still wet, I can push that out. If it was dry, I couldn't do that. Also, if it dries in the mold, it will crack. Okay, so again, take the little lip off of here, and there we go, the bottom of the box. Now, the key is there's two parts to the top and the bottom. So this line right here is going to have to come off. Now, it's easy while it's wet, but it is also very easy to damage the dish. So if I'm just going to touch the side like this, I can take that line off, and it doesn't hurt the dish in the slightest. But if I put any pressure at all on it, then it can indent the dish. You can also make engravings on it at this stage, or when it's dry. Engravings work both ways. But as I'm going around, I'm kind of erasing that line, and it's super easy when it's wet like this. Some people like to wait until it's dry. It's much easier. I'm already done instead of taking 15 minutes. So if you can see, there's still a little lip right here. So I'm going to kind of go over that just a little bit more. Real careful, real slow. And then just tiny little bits of clay. And then if we need to take a sponge back to it, we can make it a little smoother. And again, we're going to put the top on the bowl and put it on the side. Be right back. Okay, what is the next one? Okay, I gotta put this back together. Wrong way. It goes that way. All right. Now this one is a little bit different. It's still round. Again, loosen the latch. Hey, this one's funny. Now when I poured the clay into it, it actually stuck on the underside of here and left the imprint of the pattern that the strap has. So again, I'm going to lift up. They're both attached to the lid. So I'm going to dump it out like that and be very, very gentle. Again, I push on one side and pull on the other gently. So I'm pushing and pulling at the same time, because again, we don't want any fingerprints or indentations on the bowl itself. Okay, and then I turn it around so that it's a little further away from my body and I can push out the lid of the box. By the way, these boxes are only $16 each. No matter what box you get, it's $16. All right, so there's the box. It is a flower. So I'm going to set the lid aside. I'm going to take the bottom and I'm just going to take this lip and just break it off, because that's all it's good for. All right, and I'm just dropping it because I'm actually in above the pouring table. That's what it's called, is a pouring table, because you pour your molds. So inside this table is a large amount of liquid clay called slip. That's why it's called slip casting. So with that large amount of liquid clay, you get to pour it into the molds. See, there's the flower box, all done. So I also clean these, so I make sure that the majority of it is off. I have a tool right here that I can scrape it that won't cut the mold itself, but it scrapes the clay off. And I reuse all clay that I can. And okay, that looks clean. There's a couple spots in here, so I'm going to dump it, and it's pretty clean. So I'm going to put this back on here. Okay. All right, so today I'm only doing boxes. I had a bunch of others, but I didn't pour them yet. So we'll wait for the dragon until next time, maybe. We've got a beautiful dragon. Okay, this one is hearts, because of course Valentine's Day is coming up. So I got to have lots of hearts. So again, the bottom of the box, I'm going to push and pull. That one came off nice and easy. And then the lid of the box. Okay, there we go. All right, so I always do the bottom first so that I can set the lid on it and put it away. Okay, again, we just break this little edge off. And I've got 4 more after this, but each one is different. Yay! Bottom of the box, nice and clean. Well, halfway clean. And top of the box. And see, at first I took my time. I was very careful. I used one of the knives, and I was very diligent in making sure that everything was perfect at this stage, and that nothing, that everything fit properly. And you can do that later. Not a big deal. Okay, so I got to clean this. Somebody put it away very dirty last time, and I didn't clean it before I poured. So I might just clean that a little bit later. And I think I'll put that one away and clean it later. I think that it was used when the Girl Scouts came in last time. So I'll set this one off to the side and clean it later. All right, this one says bear. And no, I'm not going to turn it upside down so you can read it. Ha! Phone fell. All right, now that you got a wild look, let's reset it up. All right, see if we can get that angle again. I hope. Sorry about that. I must have bounced the table and not even realized it. Okay, back to the bear. All right. These do come completely unattached so that I can take it off. Again, it's going to come out 2 in the top. Okay, so all right, we've got the bottom here. All right. And so again, no matter what shape it is, we have to get that lip off so that we don't, so that it'll fit. Because if we don't get it off, it will not fit. All right, and then the head. See, it's all kind of stuck on here, which is never going to be easy to get it out if it's got some clay stuck. So I use the back of my fingernail and I just kind of scrape all that off. And then I make sure that it's not attached here. Okay, and I do that by pushing on both sides, just like the others. And gentle, gentle.